Today I'm looking at my top 5 favourite Microbrand watches that I've had in my collection in 2022. But who ends the year as number 1? Find out in a sec. As ever, it's great to have you here. So I've been fortunate enough to have had 84 watches coming in and out of my collection in the last year, 61 of which are microbrands that I've managed to collect, a few I've sold since, and or traded during the year for the purposes of keeping my wallet zapping hobby going, most of which I've kept. There are 1 or 2 mushroom brands in there, the odd fashion brand, and a couple of dozen or so were kindly gifted to me or loaned to me for the purposes of review. So all the watches that I've had in my collection in 2022 in alphabetical order are the Ando A1 Automatic, the Aquinas Marelio, Aragon Bioluminescence Green 44mm, Aragon Bioluminescence Orange 44mm, Aragon Bioluminescence Orange 50mm, the Aragon Caprice Pilot, Aragon DF45 T100, Aragon Regeneron, Batavi Architect, Belarus Mako Laguna, Bruder Clifton Sport, Bruder Hampton, Chronologica The Jumper, Deep Blue Master 1000, Deep Blue Pro Sea Diver, Far and Suet Wayfinder, the Gallo OEG, Kikota Pioneer Red Arctic Edition, the Helm Kuraburi Black and Orange Dial, Helm Kuraburi Black and White Dial, Helm Kuraburi White Dial Titanium, Helm Komodo, Helm Miyako, Helm Vanuatu Steel Edition, Heritor Edgard Blue and Navy Edition, Heritor Edgard Watermelon Edition, G-Shock GA2000, Ingersoll the Daniels 1892 Brown Dial, Ingersoll the Daniels 1892 White Dial, Lasabia Sport Classic, Marlin MK1, NTH Devil Ray, Nubio Hubble Stardrop Edition, Nubio Hubble Orbiting Black Edition, Nubio Mars Crow Edition, the Oceanaut Naval, Oliver Green Arbor, OVD Underwater Ecoria, Panzera Aquamarine 45, Phoibos Wavemaster, Pook Nakagen 3, Project Watches The Ray, Project Watches Cubit Shiitake, Project Watches Pride Prism, the Radcliffe Signature, RGMT Fieldmaster, Sangaman Mother Road, Seiko Watch 5 Sport Street Fighter Ken Edition, the Sequin Supercharger, a piece of shit from AliExpress, Steel Dive SD 1975, Stratton Yacht Racer, Swarovski, Octia Abyssal Automatic, the Swatch Green Pace Bay, Tag Heuer Connected, TW Steel 515 Canteen, Ugly Watch Blue, Ugly Watch MOP Diver, Ugly Watch Rista Marker, Van Banner PM2 Mint Blue Dial, Van Banner PM2 White Dial, Van Banner VBAO, Vostok Europe Expedition Black Dial, Vostok European Expedition Nord Pole White Full Lume Dial, W Laboratory Convex Auto, W Laboratory Speed T Blue, W Laboratory Speed Vintage, the Yema LED Kavinsky, and the Zebek Corsair ZC1. And loaned to me for the purposes of review were the Atom 8001, the Berblu Vitruve, Benkler Rocksdiver, Biotic Formicity, Bremoire the Lexington, Deutschmaster 1936 Army Crusader, Deutschmaster 1936 Navy, Holgar Sport Auto, Invogue Langnugentars, the Carl Multiverse, Lesabia Chronospot, Ovlo Manston, Satori Companion Black Dial, Satori Companion Green Dial, and the timeless HMS 001. So a fair few have been in and out of my collection throughout 2022, and I'll leave 2022 with about 45 left in that collection. I do have a top 5, and I chose my top 5 really by the virtue of what's had the most wrist time and kind of what's just been my personal preference really. So basically my favourites of the year, so here they are. At number 5, it is the timeless HMS 001, the first model of the Timeless brand, and one loaned to me by Mal Oberkampf, the owner of Timeless. I must have worn this for an entire month in the late summer, early autumn, and I must say that I didn't want to take it off. That Galouche finished decorative dial is a star of the show and is cast from bronze, while the case sports a circular satin finish, fine sandblasting polished details with steel and gold screwed in lungs, and all powered by a Swiss STP 111. It wore absolutely beautifully, I must say, and for a mere 1,450 Swiss francs, that's 1,570 US dollars, 1,300 British pounds as of the end of December 2022, it could be yours, and that does include duty and postage. It really is an absolute stunner of watch, and I'm really looking forward to perhaps an HMS 003 in 2023. At number 4, inspired by jellyfish, it's the Underwater Ecoria by Hong Kong based Microbrand OVD. Now this watch isn't for everyone, but if you want to wear something distinctive and kinda jazzy, whose deep rippled dial is inspired by the frilled skirt of a jellyfish, and in this colourway in particular, standout orange hour marker cutout and a bright orange syringe minute hand, not to mention the cool lollipop seconds hand, then this is the watch for you. But the thing I love about it the most is without a doubt the lume. Swiss Superluminova and ridiculously bright, making this entire dial and bezel an absolute standout in my collection. Good enough for me to ignore the not so perfect integrated bracelet, although that being said, it does wear very nicely and the ratchet extension on the clasp is a nice touch too. At number 3, the Bablu Vitruve GMT. Now those hands really do it for me. It's Bablu's signature, and according to Bablu, those circular hands were derived from 2 reflections: time and experience. Time being a material with which we interact, and all depending on how we perceive it. And Bablu say that we can speed up time by moving, or slow it right down by focusing on minutes, and that time is hours. So not only is the Vitruve, for me, visually stunning with those beautiful circular hands, those variations of blue, the colour of Paris, which is where this watch was designed, the brushed and polished case, but also the thought process behind its design is deep-rooted and profound in equal measure for me. At $980 or £810, it's on the higher end of the price spectrum for me personally, but trust me, it's well worth its weight in gold. At number 2, one of my all-time favourites, it's the Helm Kuraburi, but specifically at number 2 is the white dial titanium, which was released earlier this year. Now I was fortunate to get on the first few batches of these, otherwise you're probably looking at an 18-month or 2-year waiting list to get one of these brand new directly from Helm. Personally, I like a bit of weight on my wrist, and this being titanium is very lightweight, but I actually really like it. Its case and bracelet being made from grade 2 titanium, and maybe it's the fact that I've been waiting a long time for a white dial Kuraburi to sit alongside my white dial Komodo, but I just adore this watch. With a 42mm case size, 49mm lug to lug, and 16mm in height, which gives it a real, for want of a better term, bulky feel. The dimensions are absolutely perfect for me, whilst that white dial adorned by those very distinctive Kuraburi applied hour markers, which are like wide arrows pointing inwards, complementing that bulky feel on your wrist, and that bold bezel just adding to a real proper men's watch. Now I put this on par with my everlasting love of the black and orange Kuraburi, and my preference of the two really depends on my mood of the day, but for the very reason that the white dial titanium is a new addition to my collection in 2022, I've gone for the white titanium as my number 2 pick, and at $410 or 340 British pounds, it's an absolute deal, it's a steal, it's a sale of the century, that's if you can get hold of one. And finally, my favourite Microbrand watch of the year, a new edition fairly late into the year, but one I haven't stopped loving or wearing, is the Van Banner PM 2.0 with a mint blue dial. I also have the white dial, which I adored just as much, having acquired that back in March of this year, but the mint blue is another level for me. Van Banner, in my opinion, is the darling of all microbrands, a true micro, and I think all enthusiasts should have a Van Banner in their collection. There isn't much more I can say about this absolute legend of a watch, an epic in my collection, other than it's my number 1 of 2022. I do hope to see more releases by Van Banner in 2023, and if you don't already have this mint blue Parking Master 2.0 in your collection, I'd urge you to go get one and put it on your wrist. And that's it from me in 2022. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching this and all my content this year. It's been a fantastic debut year for my channel. I really appreciate having you here. Have a prosperous and healthy 2023, and I wish you the very, very best.